Hello and welcome to HMG's Global Leadership Institute Spotlight. I'm here with John Comacchio, Senior Vice President and CIO of Teknion. John, welcome to the program and congratulations.
Thank you very much, Hunter. I'm happy to be here and looking forward to our conversation.
And congratulations for being a Global Leadership Institute recipient of the MidCap CIO. Hey, when you think about Teknion, what was it originally that drove you, your passion to join Teknion, and where is that now?
So the fact that Teknion went public a few years prior to me joining, they're a mid-cap company with international growth aspirations. They begun that march to grow internationally, but had not really done any post-merger integration. So that really excited me. I'd spent a few years in management consulting at the senior level with C-levels and boards, and realized the importance of management consulting and the importance of M&A and how important it is to help growth of a company. And then to do that post-merger integration to make create the culture of the company and create the efficiency and effectiveness from all those technology departments that they would have inherited. So that's really kept me excited at that point. And today, the opportunity, once that was done, to begin the transformation forward to next generation systems, to systems that met the global 2000 companies that we deal with, their needs, and to keep up with innovation, to foster the innovation culture we have around designing our product and drive it for the technology we actually have and have implemented.
Let's talk a little bit more about your clients, global clients all over the world, right? And how you help solve their business needs and issues.
So basically, we design, engineer, manufacture high-end office furniture, and about 30% plus of our sales are custom. Basically, these large multinationals, we fill their campuses. They have massive campuses around the world. They try to create the same culture and or unique culture by country or city to actually foster creativity and drive innovation and actually attract talent. So with our product, we're able to create a solution for their campus, either standard solution or a very, very proprietary one. And we're also able to create customizations to suit what they want to do specifically, in particular for collaboration and to foster innovation and to also create asynchronous work environments, but also because they all have very innovative buildings. And some of those buildings aren't necessarily nice squares or rectangles. So you've got to still get the amount of people in to work in that building. So with our customization, we can size stuff to order, and so we can engineer and build it to order, and we can create very specific products and or color palettes or Pantones specifically for you, and we can match whatever your needs are.
Sounds exciting. It sounds like you really are all about building compelling working environments and compelling working experience, correct?
Correct, absolutely, right. And the whole experience, we know that our customer experience ends up as their employee experience. So we want to make sure that our CX really amplifies their EX.
So CX and EX matters more than ever in this whole work from anywhere environment, now hybrid environment, now return to the office environment. What's the future look like?
Well, from our perspective, certainly the work from home and or work from away environment is here to stay. What form it takes depends on the company, but we still look at the office as being a vital location. It's an event center, so people, we go to events no matter what the situation is. Even during the pandemic, we went to events, although maybe 6 feet apart at a park to meet family. But to bring people in to collaborate, to provide mentorship, to provide education, and to build that culture, you have to create an event. And people will come in. So that's one part. Once they're there, everyone's very used now to asynchronous work. That cat is out of the bag, because at home people were able to do asynchronous work very easily. So the idea of creating privacy areas, like a library floor, and think of it like a library in college, where it's got carols and kiosks, and you could do your work silently. Yet you could step out into an open and collaborative space. You could have a lot of free movement in that space. With some of our products, we have a product called Untethered, which is battery operated. You can drag a screen over and some furniture outside if you want, and you can plug and power everything through this battery process. And you can then work as if you were working from at home and in a very open collaborative space. So I think using that collaboration piece and making sure that the event center is available, and also thinking of the office as a magnet, not a mandate. So when people come, they like it, they enjoy it, they'll stay for the day, they might even organize a meeting for the next day. And I think that's really one of the keys that we provide with our solution.
Excellent, John. Hey, talk to us a little bit about your leadership style. How would you characterize your leadership style, and what really works in keeping people focused, motivated in this very unusual time that we live in?
Well, I believe like today's modern CIO has to be very strategic and has to really understand and be involved in the business, and has to really be an enabler to all of the peers on the executive team and all the senior managers who run the divisions, and not be a roadblock, and really convert as an enabler. So really be the advocate for investments in new technology and support the new technology investments, drive the high impact initiatives with co-sponsorship. Certainly the glory has to go to the department that's going to implement, and that's very key, right? So you always have to step back a bit as a CIO, because you're trying to fulfill their agenda through some of your ideas and your productivity tools and modern day technology. So I think really being engaged with the business, working with all kinds of people, and then of course never forgetting the IT operating model. Like that's the responsibility of the CIO. That's ever changing. So make sure you adjust it, make sure you explain the IT operating model, but make sure you continue to modernize that piece as well.
John, thanks for saying that. We're studying visionary leadership here at HMG Strategy, not only a local, national, but on a global level. When you think about visionary leadership, you as a strategic driver of the company's vision, spending time with the CEO is important in understanding the CEO's current and future state vision, right?
Right, absolutely, right. So I work for the CEO and have worked for CEOs in my previous jobs as well. I think the key working with the CEO is to educate, to be a confidant, and to really listen and learn about what that individual's goals are through the strategic plan. So when we do our strategic plan, all of my objectives are tied to that strat plan, and all of my people's projects and objectives are tied to that strat plan. So when the CEO does a town hall, all my team is sitting there going, I'm working on that, I'm working on that, I'm working on that. So that's very, very key. But I think, to sort of back up to that confidant, because again, some CEOs could be reticent. So they don't want to get into technology fatigue. They worry about overspend. And you've got to more or less, help educate and understand where the direction of technology is going, how it can help us become effective, not only efficient, but the effective part. And maybe some stuff has to stay the same because it's not really worth investing in, and that's okay, right? And so having that rapport, and also making sure that the CEO gets to meet senior people from our supplier base. Like I like introducing them to other CEOs of tech companies. That way they share the same vision of growing each other's companies, so they can talk about how their company and their product and services help people. And then they all get down to, at the end of the day, it's all about a customer. It's all about processing that customer order, ensuring CX, and creating a great environment for your employees to thrive.
John, that's brilliant. Genius insight. That's an HMG moment. I've never heard anyone answer the question quite that way. To double click on that a little further, when you think about it, some people might be reticent in not approaching the CEO because, for whatever reason, how do you break through and build that rapport and build that trusted advisor that everyone really needs and should be there the way you are doing it?
Right. I think one of the keys is you have to speak in plain business language, because the CEO is a business person, for one. For two, you can't use scare tactics that if we don't do this, we're going to be in trouble. You can't use long technology explanations. And you also cannot assume that the person you're talking to has zero knowledge, because I think a lot of technology leaders make a mistake thinking their audience doesn't know anything, and they get down to a very primary level of explanation. But don't forget, they read, they have peers, they attend sessions, they have kids, who are pushing and demanding technology as well. So I always treat everyone like an adult. I always assume they know. I always talk in business language, and I always leave an education piece with the opportunity to go research it and find out yourself. Because I think, when you read it in your own words, right? And it's a bit like, when you're buying a new car and you're looking, all of a sudden you see that car everywhere you look, right? And if I leave a kernel around generative AI, all of a sudden every article that CEO looks at has a generative AI piece. And all of a sudden they're brought into that, and they start reading that, and they start really understanding, why they should be talking to me about that.
Interesting point. What are you most excited about in the enterprise in terms of innovation?
I think right now there's two pieces. One is certainly the data analytics. I mean, data analytics we've been working on for a lot of years, but over the past 3 to 4, they've moved, and the type of data lakes that have come out, and the type of analytical processes that have been discovered, and the data science that's put into it is very exciting. So certainly data and insights are key, but there's signals coming out of that data. The signals are the key to me. What are those signals telling us about our product, about our customers, what they like, what they don't like, what we're doing right or wrong? I think that the current data analytics have that ability to create those signals, which are a game changer. And of course, the next part is generative AI. I mean, in today's world, a generative AI from a CIO perspective is a must, not a maybe, because those large language models have been invested over the past 8 to 10 years. And prior to that, fundamental AI has been around a long time, as we know, probably back into the late 60s. So all those neural network investments are there for us to leverage. All we have to do is really find that the right use case that we can leverage the large language models, make sure we have a performance layer, make sure we have a constitutional layer so that we know what's right and wrong and we're not creating unintended harm, and just releasing it into the public domain for our employees and our clients pointed at our data. Because at the end of the day, our products or services are a recipe of some sort. And I always love the example on ChatGPT where give me recipes for the 10 ingredients I have in my fridge, and it just lists them out. Well, how about give me a recipe for the 10 areas I need to fulfill in my office, be it a legal office, be it a call center, be it an executive office, and let all that rich data through the large language models come together through the performance models, be more accurate, and through the constitutional AI layer, make sure that they're ethically done, they're not creating unintended harm or any bias, and they're following our rules so that you don't end up creating a Frankenstein product either. So,
hey, John, great interview. Congratulations once again on being the HMG 2023 Global Leadership Institute Mid-Cap CIO of the Year. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Hunter. I really appreciate it. I'm very honored to receive this award. Thank you.